Hey all, welcome back to Let's Play Morrowind. Or my Let's Play of. Or is it Let's Play Morrowind? Either or, my name's Billy. And we're going to be continuing on to our quest location here. It's very noisy. I'm going to turn my headphones down a touch. Just a smidgen. Also, for some reason we haven't got a weapon equipped, so we want to go and make a change to that. It's very, close here. I thought I heard some music playing of the combat variety. Wonder where it's coming from. Go on. Thank you. I really like this setting here. I know we were here last session, but sort of loading up and seeing everything around you. Nesis, Margan. So we're actually turned around a little bit there. What skills am I at? I know mid-combat. So if we've just hit Short Blade 80. Where's our destruction? Our destruction's really low, so we should be trying to get that leveled up a bit whilst we're out here. So I know it was super powerful in the early game, but then we sort of were able to move on to later spells, and we're just using that. The reason I want to level up destruction. Sorry, the buttons have changed. The reason I want to level up destruction is because it's going to be key to doing guilds later. We're going to want to make sure we've got some of these skills leveled up. I'm not sure what I think about having skill requirements. Oh, a level up. We should meditate on what we've learnt. Yeah, skill requirements. God damn it. My timer didn't start for whatever reason. And I also need my phone to do another thing. What do we want to level up? Endurance, that's like a given, but we're nearly done through that. Agility and speed are now the same level, so let's take speed and willpower. Yes, you just heard a photo being taken. Yes, I took a photo to remember what skills to level up in the next screen. It's easier than taking a print screen. Oh, when my phone won't stand up now. Oh, we're having all sorts of problems. Technical difficulties today. So to the console. How do you do this? It's not set, is it? It's player. I'm losing all my skills today. Set willpower. And 55. Player. Set speed. 95. Why has that not worked? Set speed 95. I didn't put a space in. And endurance was that 85. Yeah. Cool. This font is I find that hard to read for some reason. 85. Right, let's go. So, as I was saying. Oh god. The reason I want to be leveling up destruction is because it's part of the Mages Guild, and guilds have skill requirements for you to progress. I think we have talked about this before, but just reiterating for the sake of it. So we want to be leveling up our destruction so that we can make sure when it does come to that forward progression in the Mages Guild, we're not halted. I think the actual, how high we do need the skills, we probably will get halted, but that's by the by. Margan. Oh. I say that and then don't use the spell that I want to. But here we go. But we've actually got a decent amount of mana now as well, so we're able to take things down because I have been making sure to level up those skills. I'm assuming this is continuing on the path this way. Let's just hope it is. So yes, how are we today? I'm good. I've just gone to the shop to buy a few necessities and doing a bit of recording. I've done This week's video is the audio's recorded for it, so that's ready to go. Oh, there's another one up here. I was hoping to get a bit of sneak done then. That's ready to go. So we're moving forward with that, which is good. What am I getting here? Poison. Poison's fine, I should think. Yeah, so that's all ready to go. And then what am I doing for the rest of today? Finish up Dishonored 2. Well, finish up my final playthrough. It's been weird actually, because I would normally there's a frequent thing, and I was looking on Reddit earlier just to get some ins and outs of some minor details on Dishonored, and there was sort of people talking about how they are on their third or fourth playthrough of Dishonored 2, and that seems weird to me, even though I'm just about to start up my fourth playthrough, because it's not normally the way I play games at all. Normally, if I'm playing a game, I want to get one experience, and that's my experience. I'll occasionally dip in for a part of a second playthrough, but very rarely. I don't trust these people. He'll start attacking me as soon as I speak to him. I don't know you. What do you want? What's your trade? I'm an archer. I'm the kind of fighter who hates getting hurt, so I ambush with my marksman weapons from a distance. I'm fairly sure people don't become archers because they hate getting hurt. Fairly sure. And then run like crazy where I can and fight with long blades or spears where I must. I prefer spears because they're longer and keep further away from things trying to hurt me. If that sounds cowardly to you, you better stick with tin, suits and fat axes. I'm an archer as well, so... it doesn't seem anything of importance. What's your background? A scout, he knows places, things and that. Assault striders, geographic regions. I don't think you've got anything for me. I imagine you're both trainers. Are you a trainer as well? No. Okay, it's time to go. So being on my fourth playthrough is a very weird state of affairs for me, and it's only the case because I've got time off work with everything going on, which is fine. It's a good, well, it's not fine. The whole world's on fucking fire, but I just did a swear, didn't I? Oh well, it is what it is. It's what I'm trying to get at. And so I'm making the most of the situation, starting YouTube and doing that. So I do have the opportunity to do sorry, concentrating on the game. I do have the opportunity to do these multiple playthroughs and try and get further than I normally would. Why is my screen not staying open? So I've got a timer going on my phone. Normally it stays open. So yeah, so normally I would do the one for a playthrough because I feel like you get most of what you're going to get from a game. But it's been an interesting experience doing these multiple playthroughs because there's almost like, it's almost the highs and lows of it all. I genuinely do go through like moments of being like, oh, wicked, I get to do another playthrough. I'm really looking forward to this. And that's actually me today. But there's other points like partially through my third playthrough, I was like, oh, I am just doing the same thing over and over again here. It's just not the way I engage with games, and I know I'm the odd one out somewhat there. Oh, I've got a disease. Is that a minor disease, do we know? Common disease. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so I've had friends who... I had a friend who finished Resident Evil 4 30 times or something like that. And I actually did that myself relatively recently, streaming it, but that was a slightly different situation. I could hear the music, but I couldn't see where he's coming from. So yeah, it's just it's a new one for me, and I think like the thing I'm picking up from it is I don't want to do short blade anymore whilst we're fighting things that we can easily fight. Yeah, so there is stuff to be learned from doing it, and like I am engaging with the game differently, but then I am also repeating similar patterns of play quite frequently. So I'll like load up into an area and be like, I know in this area I go here, here, and here. Help a poor pilgrim. So yeah, I've been trying to get to the Ruddy Man, but I've lost my way. If you would be so kind as to help, I can pay you 150 septons upon our arrival. I need to get there rather quickly, though. I'm on a pilgrimage, and there are others I must meet there. I must be at the Ruddy Man in Coal Cave in 2 days. Can you help? Coal Cave? Yeah, let's escort. Where is it? It's on the western shore, we must hurry. Coal Cave is south of Nesis, so we must travel west and then a bit to the south. We can arrive there. If you have a map, I can mark the location for you. Cool. Ooh, that is far away. Oh, I forgot I was wielding a bow. So yeah, it's something for the channel itself. I'm not sure how much of that I'm going to continue doing. You know, I don't know if it is going to be a common thing where I play through and get all endings and use that as my as the thing I do, or if I'm just going to dip in one playthrough. I suppose it's something you take on a game by game basis, don't you? You see how the game's going to treat you and go forward that way. I should have rested before talking to him, because then I could have got Magicka for this journey, because if it got to be there in 2 days, I don't want to be resting too much. I'm sure we'll be fine though. Yeah, so it's a consideration. Different games ask different things of you, and I think you can have opinions on games without playing too much at all. Like, I think this is about my 13th or 14th hour into Morrowind, and I feel like it wouldn't be wrong of me to come up with a considered opinion at this stage. There would be elements you'd be missing, and there'd be questions that you wouldn't be able to answer. Oh god, he's in a fight. Oh no, he's stuck on terrain. He's doing the Dark Brotherhood assassination from earlier. And also, I think I saw you. Yes, I see you. Was that him? I think so. Yeah. There's some people that just play one game forever, and it's not something. I was about to say something really, really pretentious then, but I like to have a variety of things in front of me and try them all. That's always been my preference with games. But it's something I've tried. Like, I am actually making the effort to just try and play a few set of games for longer at the moment, especially with having more time on my hand, because it just means I'm going to be getting the experience of playing one game over and over again. But yeah, there we go. Oh, he's so slow. I mean, at least we can get our Magicka back up. Yeah, other than that, I've been playing a bit of Tarkov, which is classically a game that you... Oh, hello. You can put in, 100 hours and still be learning stuff. So I don't know if I'll quite get to there, but I can certainly see myself dipping in and out of that for a while longer. I'm quite frustrated, actually, because it's not giving me the an accurate time reader on how long I've been playing. It's been disrupted, which... I don't think it's important to constantly be thinking about how long you've played in a game, but the benefit to that, especially trying to make opinions online about games, is you can sort of get a judgment of how far through a game you are. It's like if I were to play a Paradox game and come up with opinions on that, I'd make sure to caveat it and say, so say I do one playthrough of EU or something, I'd make sure to caveat it and say, these are my opinions at this stage, but they can change over time, because like typically that's a game people can put 300 odd hours into. So experiences may differ as time goes on. In fact, they do differ as time goes on. And that's, as I say, what I'm going back to the Dishonored playthrough, that's what I'm finding with that. Oh, so we need to be going that way. Oh, we've lost him again. Tell you what, it's been 2 episodes of not companion, what you should call escort quests. Oh no, here he is. This is when I don't miss more modern games, I tell you. Was there a way across these mountains? So we need to be going that way. didn't engage there. So he is following me. Reminds me, I think last episode I talked about Fable a bit, and there's a very early escort question in that. And you can basically have to escort some traders across a marshland or such. Which is... I can't remember the unique thing about it. I can't remember if it's killing the traders, or I think there is like it's a Temple of Scorn nearby there, and if you take a certain amount of people there and sacrifice them, you can get like a very good starting bow. It's not like the best bow in the game, but it's a brilliant one to start with. And so like if you're playing an evil playthrough, hell, if you're playing a good playthrough, like a semi-decent tactic is just to take these traders that you're meant to be escorting and be like, yeah, I'm sacrificing you, or I'm sacrificing a couple of you. But that's the sort of at the point with games, oh god, where I start wanting to take them on their own faith a little more. I start wanting to go, right, okay, actually what we're going to do here is not do the weird gamey thing. And we often call like these things gamey, don't we? And it's sort of, the way I'd describe gamey is probably maximizing the most personal in-game value from the systems at the sake of narrative. I don't know if that holds up to further inspection, but it sounds about right. Helljoint, that sounds awful. I do not want that. Agility and speed, though, we can deal with. Have we got any more potions of, what's it called? Cure disease? No, we only picked up one, which in hindsight seems like a mistake. Is this a path? No, it's a dungeon. But anyhow, I think I'll check back in a second if anything significant changes on this journey. So we're starting to head into some different sort of terrain. So I thought it would be fun to just check in as we head through this area and see what's in front of us. Oh yeah, I can't remember exactly how we got onto gaminess. Oh yeah, that was it. It was the bow, the Scorn's bow in Fable. Yeah, like I think there's nothing wrong with manipulating a game to your own end. Like otherwise I would not be doing the level up system the way I am. But it's that weird sort of dichotomy between taking a game on its own merits and its own position, and also like they are not necessarily just products, but they are things that we choose to engage with that are our own, and we make our own experiences in them, which is why I'm very pro sort of changing what aspects of a game you want to change. But there's a certain element now where I would definitely, depending on the game, like hell, if I'm playing Tarkov or something like that, I'm going to take every little benefit I can get, no matter how weirdly gamey it is. Saying that though, no, I wouldn't. Like, there's a thing in that where you level up your strength by throwing grenades or throwing thrown weapons. So what sometimes people do if they've got a lot of money is they'll get to the end of the raid and they'll take a load of grenades with them and they'll just throw them all at the end just to level up their strength. Whereas in that situation, I think I would just try and do it in game as a whole, holistically. That's what I'm trying to say. So by just naturally using grenades in situations where I'd level it up that way. Who's to say I might get like so far into that game where I do want to sort of take it on my own and do the weird leveling up system. But with a game like Fable, I suppose what is actually happening there is when I was younger, the elements of difficulty which were in that game were not acceptable to me, or subverting them was a more acceptable route. Whereas like now I'd rather I'd rather take it on its like the challenges it's going to give me until there's always going to be a frustration point, isn't there? Until hitting a certain frustration point. And I know my frustration point is definitely a lot higher than it maybe used to have been, which can be seen sort of playing Souls games and things like that. I don't tend to go the cheesy route in those games. I tend to want to take a boss on its own. You just keep running backwards off on its own sort of merits. Yeah, we're getting there. We're going to see a new town as well, which is always nice. This is almost like the swampland we were in earlier, but with more like dead trees. It's like half of the ashland, half swampland. It's good that they did different biomes though. So yeah, I think it's always fun to sort of analyse how and why we play and what we do get from the play experiences and how we change that for our own benefit. It is one of the aspects about games. I'm reading a book at the moment that's sort of talking about some of the philosophical elements of games, and one of its aspects, there might be a noise outside that you can hear, but sorry, I'm just going to continue on through. One of the aspects it talked about there, and I might be misrepresenting this because I'm not super in-depth into it, and I haven't fully processed it in my own brain, but one of the aspects it does talk about is, in the definition of games, is that the outcomes are negotiable. But I think... I can't remember if it says the outcomes are negotiable. I think it says consequences are negotiable. But in my opinion, like, the rules are negotiable as well, often. But what do you take that to? What level do you take that to? Do you then allow for aimbots in online games? But I suppose that is then you negotiating with the rules of the game and not negotiating with the other players, because if you were to negotiate with the other players, they would discount that and throw that back at you. Whereas if it was a solo experience, hell, go for the aimbot if that's like the way you want to engage with it. But I think it takes a certain level of... it has two factors a part of it. One, it allows accessibility, which is a good. More people should be able to play the games that they want to play in the way that they want to play. It allows more people to engage with something that's should be for everyone. There is no benefit to gatekeeping from it. But number two, I think it takes that, like, some people argue about destroying the inherentness of the game, or like their own experience by you getting through it easy. I think, like, I'm sorry, I've not really thought about this in great depth before talking about it, which is always a good sign. But you're negating from there. We've gone in the wrong direction, or we need to be following this coastline along, which is back this way. You're negating from their experience by minimizing your own challenge or something along those lines, or you're minimizing your own experience even from their own challenge. I haven't quite got to the bottom of why certain people believe that you should only play the game in either vanilla or how it was intended. But I think what it takes is either some self-knowledge or just like being honest with yourself and being like, actually, these are the aspects of the game that are interesting to me, so I'm going to engage with these. Or these are the aspects of the game which are just damn frustrating. And it's almost interesting to see people argue the point of saying, well, the developers allowed it, so it's permissible in some forms of cheesing. And like this drawing of a set line in the sand of saying, right, these are the activities within the game that are allowed and are the ones that make up the game, and there is nothing outside of that. I think discounts a certain negotiability that we all have when we play games. You know, otherwise discussions wouldn't happen on these subjects. You always get people discussing things like... So say for one aspect of this argument might be saying the rules of the game are X, Y, or Z, and in regards to this game, they should be this. So instead of, if you're going to have that argument, then how can balance changes happen? And how can, like, outrage in forums happen? How can people have these discussions that are basically, there's all sorts of things happening here, that are basically saying we think these things should change? And I think that's why I'm very pro... Are you coming to attack me? Yeah. That's why I end up being very pro these might be more difficult enemies. More pro changing the game to suit your own needs. Oh, he's dead. I wonder if we can finish up the quest like by taking something off his body. Let's load him. I'll catch back in with you. So I'm just doing an experiment here, just because I thought it might be interesting to show what is actually going on. So I've attacked him, so I've seen he's on low health. So if we do until healed here. Oh, not the time. Not the time. Basically, I want to see if he heals. I mean, yeah, I'm just going to take all that stuff and then dispose of your corpse. Oh, he's dead. Okay. God, I don't miss these sorts of quests. So I've seen the amount of health he's on, and I want to see. Yeah, it does heal him. Okay. Cool. No, I just wanted you to see that, like, because I wasn't sure of the systems. I thought it was interesting to show, like, me shooting him and using that to see if he actually has healed. Oh, I do need to wait again though. I'm not enjoying this quest. I've got 2 diseases. I've got an assassin who keeps attacking me, and like 1 attack is probably going to kill him. So we need to make sure we're tanking here. Oh, that was difficult. I'm happy to get attacked by that assassin because it means we got his stuff, but we desperately need to heal now. We're using a lot of time as well, so we need to get moving. Right, check back in once we've got a bit further on the journey. So we're getting a bit closer to our target. And no, I just had an interesting thought as well. It's part of the reason I'm back. It's sort of thinking, like, because obviously having a bit of a conversational piece about definitions of games and gaminess and like how we play and why we play. And it's quite interesting because all of these are thoughts that are like wrestling around my head fairly constantly. I like doing a think, and it's like I listen to a fair amount of podcasts, and you can quite frequently hear people coming up with a take on the fly. And it's something that's quite difficult. Like, I was just thinking about the things I've just said there, and I was like, did I formulate that correctly? Do I believe in what I said 100%? Was that in the right direction? I don't fully have any answers. I'd probably have to go back and listen to it, but that therein lies a path of to madness, I think. I think you can... There's probably some value in going back and listening to some of this, but my actual plan is, apart from the editing aspects, is to go and re-listen to stuff in chunks in the future. So sort of like when I've done a month of it, perhaps go and pick a few select videos and re-watch and see if I can learn at that stage. If I re-watch them straight away, I'll be more focused on how I sound than the actual content. So that'll be the way I sort of actually process it. But no, it's harder than you think to have coherent ideas straight away. And especially when you listen to... I do a lot of like processing in conversation, and you have like something to guide you there, whereas all you have to guide you here is own thoughts, and they can sometimes be good, they can sometimes be bad. I enjoy doing it though. And it's something I want to get better at. I think I'm okay at it. But you can sometimes come out... Like, I found myself getting halfway through it and being like, am I still making sense? Am I even making sense to me? Talking about other people. I'm not 100% sure. But in some other news, let's talk about these sort of quests. They're a pain in the backside. And I'm glad that we are nearly at the cave, which appears to be over here. So we shall get him dropped off and we shall be ending for today. I really enjoyed going through my conversation with myself. That was fun, but this quest was not. And you just know if they're putting one in there, there's going to be more. There's always going to be more. It's like stuff like this. Like, dude, hey. Yes, thank you for listening. Now come with me. I don't know if it's just after a combat, he's just like, right, I just need to leave for a minute, goodbye. Or if it's some other reason, I'm not sure. I think it's going to be down here. That's a horrible noise. Also did far less damage than I thought it was going to. I don't want to shoot my new friend at all. I also don't want him to die at this stage because it's been a minute since I've saved. We have got one more day to do it, so I could take a rest here, but we're so close. I say we're so close. There's no cave here. Ah, here we go. Is this it? This must be it. Coal cave. Are you coming? I'm so disease-ridden, by the way, now. I've got 2 diseases. Helljoint and Ash Chanka. Thank you. 150 gold. I mean... Is that all we get? Was it just for 150? Oh, shrine. Here Vivek defeated Ruddy Man, the god of the drow. Vivek showed his people how to make armor from the wax of the drow. Oh, this is a Vivek thing. That's cool. I mean, I've got to explore it. Gotta have a nose. In fact, spelunking can wait for next session because we're coming up on time. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all the usuals, and join in the conversation about definitions of games, I suppose. My name's been Billy. Goodbye.